advised that the views and opinions of the hosts and guests do not reflect those of the station.
Good morning, everyone. You're watching the Business Portal, your gateway to business trends and opportunities. Welcome to Pisobilities, live here on GNN.
Cash, cold, that's what I need.
I'm your host, Guita Gopalan from Colayco Foundation. This is the show that discusses your ability to earn and manage your peso and the possibilities of making that same peso work for you, your Pisobilities. So the first 6 months of the year have gone by so fast, and it's now the middle of 2013. So kung investor ka, it's important for you to check your investment portfolio and see whether it's still working for you or not. Mid-year is really a very good time to re-strategize about what to do with your finances, whether you had a change in your life or there were things that happened in the market that you need to take account for. So today, we will have special focus on the financial markets, yung tinatawag nating stock market and debt market or fixed income market. Kamusta na nga ba ang mga investments na ito? And what should we be doing? Should we invest or not? Do we move our money from fixed income to stocks? Do we move money from stocks to fixed income? Huwag natin patagalin pa. Our guests are here with us today. The first one is Mr. Rey Montalbo, the Senior Vice President and Head of Trust of First Metro Investment. Hi, Sir Rey. Welcome to our show.
Good morning.
Ayun po. And the other guest for today is Mr. Joseph Tarrobal, the head of Philstocks.Ph, a website that is all about trading stocks for you. Ayan. Hi, Sir
Hi,
Joseph.
good
Hello.
morning.
Welcome again back to our show.
It's nice to be back here.
Ayan. So, you, our guests, may join in our discussion today or send your questions and opinions to 0917-853-7333. Kindly indicate your name and location so we can properly acknowledge you. So, dito na tayo sa talagang mabigat na usapan. Mabigat po ba pag usapang pera? Baka hindi sa inyo, kasi sa inyo, araw-araw yung usapan na yan, no, sirs? Let me ask
Mabigat
you
na
first.
maganda.
Mabigat na maganda. Oo nga, maganda kasi na ang daming opportunities.
Yes.
Maybe let's talk a little bit about, how did you guys get into these kinds of work, no? Kailangan talaga, guys, kasi kadalasan puro male, no, ang mga nasa ating finance and investment industry. So, what led you to get into this very complicated but I'm sure very exciting industry of finance and investments? Maybe we can start with Sir Rey.
How I got into this business, I guess it all started in college. No? When I entered the university, I took up a course in pre-med.
Pre-med?
Pre-med ako. Pero after 2-3 months, I realized na medicine is not for me. And then I checked out the other courses. Fortunately, nag-attend ako ng isang economics class. And the teacher was Dr. Salita Monsod.
Wow, okay.
And
learn from the best pala kayo, sir.
So when I was listening to her, it dawned on me na all those newspaper articles I was reading in high school were all part of economics. So that's when I decided I'll move from pre-med to economics. And that's where it all started. And from there, nag-masters ako. Even sa masters, lahat ng electives ko were skewed on financial management.
So, sir, ever since then, you built your career really in this?
Yes, and upon graduation, I made sure na I joined a bank.
I see. Yes. Is there a reason, sir, bakit napusuan nyo ang fixed income? You're today's fixed income guy, di ba?
Yeah, I think it's partly also about psychology. Para sa akin kasi economics and psychology are the same, no? Psychology, you try to explain human behavior based on their physiological makeup. Sa economics naman, you try to explain human behavior based on their need for additional profit or income. So it's basically psychology. One is biologically based, the other one is financially based. And I always loved analyzing behavior.
So kayo pala, sir, ang makakapagsabi kung bakit nagpapanik ang ilang tao at yung iba naman, kalmadong-kalmado, no, for today's episode. Sige, balikan natin yan, sir, later. Kayo naman, Sir Joseph, how do you get into stocks? No? Such a
Well,
buzzword right now.
It's a very interesting question because, as Sir Rey has mentioned a while ago, he's already from the inside, looking at what's going on in the financial market. But for me, I'm from the outside looking at the inside. I even don't know what are the circumstances behind me, being involved in the stock market before. I was
So
like,
you were never like,
Yeah,
hindi ka gaya ni
it's
Sir
not-
na from college talagang
no,
finance.
I was a political science graduate.
Okay, Pol-Sci
And,
naman, Pol-Sci.
yeah, and
Okay.
then I was thrown into banks by my relative. And then from there, I started knowing about what's the ins and outs of banking. And so I worked from being a staff in one bank. I worked my way up, and then I learned the tricks and trades of banking. And then that pushes me to involve into marketing. And the world right now is into marketing. All sectors, it's all about marketing. Even government, even Philippines, you have to market Philippines to the entire world for it to become progressive. So I got this opportunity by my marketing background, and then I was invited to become part of Upward Capital Equities Corporation as head of the online trading platform, which is the Philstocks. And my job is for me to be able to find a way on how we're going to promote stock market in the public, to invite more people to become more participant in the stock market. Because right now, the challenge for everybody is, well, one is for us to become financially know-how, as to what are the investment opportunities that are there for us to be able to grow our money. And one of that is stock market, and of course, fixed income. So the challenge right now is how we're going to deliver that message, to the public. Because right now, statistically speaking, it's less than 1%, of the total population are engaged into stock market. So the challenge goes for everybody, and that's one of my major tasks right now, and how we're going to inform the public that, hey, make your money work for you, and consider viable investment opportunities out there, and one of those stock market, and probably, of course, securities and bonds and all of those things, mutual funds.
Tama.
So here I am right now. So I'm very glad that I'm here because it's a very rewarding because you get to help people, to make their lives better.
Yun naman ang make our lives better and more comfortable, di ba? Yun
Yes.
naman ang natin, no? Masaya ka nga, pero gutom ka, mahirap. So, kailangan managing money, growing it, it really has to work for you. Siguro, sir, like surveying the past 6 months, sa stocks, ang ganda kasi parang bundok, di ba? Paakyat ng paakyat. Yun nga lang, may pababa ng pababa rin just recently. Sa fixed income naman, baliktad, valley naman siya, di ba? Mataas, yung okay naman, stable, and then bumaba, and dahil naging interesado sa stocks tapos tumaas na naman ulit yung perception. So, I think a lot of people are confused about what is this? I mean, if you don't come from a finance background, or you, even in your experience in banking, kahit paano, kumbaga natuto ka na rin. Paano kung kagaya namin na wala namang exposure sa ganyan? I mean, how should we appreciate it, no? Like, I think maybe like if you were to summarize it, like what's something na right now, what should we be looking at? Parang what, maybe in one sentence, kasi we'll discuss this in greater detail. Is there opportunity for investors right now?
Sa fixed income market, there's always an opportunity. Lahat ng produkto, whether equities, stocks, or fixed income, or bigas, is subject to the law of supply and demand.
Exactly.
If there's so much demand, the price will go up. Or if there's so much supply, the price will go down. And every day, yung dynamics ng supply and demand, nagpabago-bago yan. Kaya yung price, pabago-bago din. And that changes or volatility creates opportunity. So if you're able to read and ride those changes or volatility, there is always that opportunity that you can take advantage of.
I see. So, that's really why may mga mataas tayo ngayon at
Yes.
mababa in the market.
Yes.
Kayo naman, Sir
It's the
Joseph.
same. It's the same with equities or stock market. You just have to be able to know on how we're going to identify those opportunities. And I like the way you described a while ago, the investing public right now. They're confused. So what's the root cause? It all boils down to financial literacy, education. So the people that are confused are people that don't know what's going on. So if you are interested or like having a mindset for you to be able to, let's say, speaking about ordinary folks, working class, am I going to retire at the age of 65? Or am I going to make my money, my salary work for me so that at the age of 40 or probably 50, I can retire already? But how? So that's the question. And now, people are looking into investment opportunities. Stock market, fixed income. But hey, what am I going to do? What are my responsibilities towards that market? So what are things that needs to be analyzed? So you have to be involved. If you're not willing to be involved, if you don't want to commit yourself, that creates confusion. So it entails a lot of education for the market, for the public, for them to be able to manage their finances. And opportunities in the stock market is always there. Whether it's up or down, there is always an opportunity. It's just a way for you to identify those opportunities, grab it, and earn from it.
Okay. Sigurado ako sa mga statements yung marami pa tayong hihimayin dyan. But let's backtrack a little bit and just maybe very briefly, ano nga ba ang stock market? Ano nga ba ang fixed income? Just so that we're all, our audience and us, we're all starting on the same page. Maybe sa stocks muna tayo kasi mas familiar mga tao din eh. No? Stock market.
Okay. So stock market. Okay, let's put it in a more laymanized term. The stock market is like a palengke. Where in a public market, there are goods offered or services offered at a certain price. And then papasok dun yung tao, mamimili, and then tatawad. And bibili sila ng produkto na sa tingin nila napakaganda ng value. It's worth their money. Now, pagdating sa stock market, it's the same. Pupunta ka rin doon, para din siyang merkado, para din siyang palengke. Ang pinagkaiba lang, doon sa palengke, binibenta mga gulay, mga karne. Dito na binibenta mga shares or stocks. What are those shares or stocks? Yung shares, yun yung pag-aari, yung parang, sa Tagalog nga, tawag nila, sapi,
Parang
sapi.
nasapian ka, gano'n? Parang ang
kapag
pangit
marami
naman
kang
yun.
stocks, ang tawag sa'yo, marami kang sapi. Ganun yun. So,
Parang feeling mo, may mga, unknown spirits behind you. Pag,
it's a share or ownership on a particular company. You buy some shares of stocks in a company and you become part owner of the company already. You grow with the company. Pinagkaiba doon sa mga nagmamanage ng companies that, for example, we talk about the C's, the Pangilinan, they're there to manage a company. Now, if you invest in stocks, are you going to manage the company? No. Let them manage a company. When they grow, you grow.
So, pag stocks, hindi ka gaya, kumari may negosyo ka, nagtayo ka ng food cart, ng karinderya, or kahit big business, ikaw naghahawak nun. So,
Yes.
in stocks, ibang tao may hawak.
Exactly.
I see.
So, you just have to, parang analyze or like evaluate the company. Maganda ba yung company na yan? Maganda ba yung mga nagpapalakad dyan? Maganda ba yung kanilang mga growth outlook? Yung mga kanilang bang mga ginagawa na mga investments is very viable for them to be able to grow the company in the long term. So, sasabay ka dun sa growth nila. So, that opportunity for you to become part owner and to grow with the company is there in the stock market.
I see. Sir, parang I see your head nodding nung in-explain ni sir yung criteria ng magandang kumpanya. Is that the same in fixed income?
In a way, it's the same. Ang fixed income naman, isipin mo parang utang. It's really utang. It's a loan. In a loan, I borrow from you and I pay the principal after, let's say, 1 year plus interest. So, ganun din ang fixed income. It's a loan, but instead of just between two parties, borrower and the lender, you now have a borrower, let's say, company A, borrowing from the public.
So dito, binibenta niya yung negosyo, sa stocks, binibenta
Yung
niya yung
ownership.
negosyo niya. Dito, umuutang naman siya from the
Yung company
public.
ito is borrowing from the public and in exchange for the funds na ibibigay ng investors, ito ngayon ang mag-i-issue ng corporate note or corporate bond. Okay. Dalawang klase ang borrower. Pwedeng corporate o private company, pwede rin government. If it's a government that's borrowing, it's called a treasury bond or a treasury bill. Pagka private, we call that a corporate bond issue. And this corporate bond issue or treasury bond issue has a coupon. Merong interest yan that they regularly pay.
So yung coupon, yun yung simple lang yan yung
Yan,
kita
interest.
mo. So parang yun yung kita mo.
Ngayon ang tanong doon is, aling particular na bond ang o fixed income ang pipiliin ng isang investor, no? Well, just like sa stocks, you also have to look at the credit worthiness o yung ownership ng borrower kasi ang primary consideration always when you give a loan is will the borrower be able to pay me not only the interest but also the principal.
I'm sure yung audience sana nakaka-relate dyan, nagpautang tapos hindi na sila
Yes,
mabayaran.
yes.
So, ganun din
Ganon
here.
din. So,
Okay.
every time that there's a bond issue, you always ask yourself, will the borrower be able to pay me? And the borrower, which is always considered as risk-free, yung siguradong mababayaran ka is the Philippine government or any government for that matter. That is why yung risk ng government securities or bond is almost zero because the government that can never go bankrupt. It can always print money to pay you.
I see.
Which is, that kaya lang, ang trade-off nun is that the interest that they pay is always lower than the corporate borrower.
see.
Kasi kung corporate borrower, there's always a chance that that company will go bankrupt and be unable to pay you. Not only the interest, but also the principal. That is why yung interest sa corporate bond is likely higher than the interest on the government bond.
Sir, like, we know, I think everybody knows in general na pag stock market, pwede yung taas, sobrang taas. Pag sa fixed income, ano yung range ng interest or earnings in terms of percent can you expect depending on what you invest on?
Okay. Sa stocks, no, ang possibilities o pisobilities ng iyong stocks is dependent on how well the company is managed and how fast it can grow or how high it can grow. Okay. In the fixed income, it's almost the same, no? It's a question of the interest rate movement. Okay? Pag umakyat ang interest ng buong bansa, umakyat din ang interest ng lahat ng corporate bond, yung price noon, pabaliktad pababa. So it all depends on how well the economy will be managed and how the economy is growing. How much more? It's not as much as equities. I must admit that the potentials for fixed income growth is not as much as for as in the stock market. But hindi sa lahat ng oras. Noong 2010, I think, mas malaki ang tinaas ng fixed income security kesa sa stock market. I don't know if it's 2010 or 2009. But that was the start of the crisis kasi. Kaya medyo bumagsak ang stock market. Ang fixed income naman nun, ang tumaas kasi marami lumipat doon
See. So talagang if you're not familiar with stocks or stocks or equities and fixed income, you really will get confused. Kasi as we know it, parang two sides of a coin yan 'di ba? Parang kailangan magkasama yan. Kasi kung hindi natin naiintindihan yung isa, mahirap intindihan kung ano yung nangyayari naman dun sa kabila.
Meron lang ako idadagdag kasi yung fixed income securities, meron isang feature that not all stocks have. Ito yung interest payment. So,
yes.
hindi kasi lahat ng fixed income securities investors are there for the fluctuation in the price. They buy the fixed income security because they want to receive the regular interest payment. Wala na silang pakialam doon sa fluctuation ng price, no? Ang importante lang sa kanila, every quarter or every 6 months, nababayaran ako ng interest, meron akong panggasta for the next 3 months, 6 months, and then pag nag-mature yan, I will receive my principal payment and probably buy another bond.
I see.
So, dalawang klase ang investors doon.
So this discussion is really starting to get very interesting. And when we come back, we'll hear more from our guests and find out ano nga ba ang nangyari the past 6 months and ano ba dapat yung gawin natin as investors. So keep sending your text messages to share your opinions or ask questions to 0917-853-7333. Please indicate your name and location so we can properly acknowledge you. We will be back after a short break.
Di ko sinasabi sa'yo na magkakakotse ka next year o magkakakondo ka next year. Di ko sinasabing magkaka-house and lot ka na may swimming pool at sariling bakuran o magiging manager ka ng sarili mong fast food restaurant. Di ko sinasabing makakapag-European tour kayo ni Mrs. next month. O mapapag-aral si Bunso sa UP at si Kuya sa Ateneo sa susunod na pasukan. Di ko sinasabi ang lahat ng ito para bulahin ka na maraming pwedeng mangyari sa buhay mo, bukod sa kung ano ang meron ka ngayon. Ang sinasabi ko lang, walang mangyayari kung manonood ka lang. Tawag ka, o text mo kami, o i-click mo ito, www.kskcoop.com. Sabi ko sa'yo, posible ang mga ito.